If Satan wants to tempt you, he can never do it without having your mind agree first. I believe what I'm saying as you believe your name. There is no way temptations can survive in your ecosystem if it has not survived first in your heart. Your experience must always reveal your heart. If Satan, I gave a very graphic example that was quite weird, something that you probably would not have thought of. If somebody like maybe Minister Temi, I remember I used you, right? For any reason, Satan wants to sign and say, I must make sure that Minister Temi and Minister Deborah are lesbian partners. Now, even if Minister Temi hears it, the first thing she will do is to laugh, yes or no? She will laugh and say, you keep trying. You don't know who I am. Even fornication, you won't get me. Or both lesbianism. Are you okay? You will laugh. Satan will laugh too and say, let's see. He will take him 3 years to find a way to get it into your heart. That's the Satan will not bringing a person is very secondary. It's not. It's too secondary. It does not stand by. See, there's a way you can be thinking. Okay, have you not noticed that there are people that maybe have a proposal from a lady? Maybe you are talking to a lady and she begins to act funny and all that. There are pastors that people even try to strip in front of. And they will shout and call somebody and walk you out. Meanwhile, do you realize that that demon was very unintelligent? If Satan wanted to actually get that person, wanted to sit down and plan his map, he would be so stupid to send someone to their office to strip. What's that? No. I know people that have shut down proposals, like when I mean shut down without remorse, proposals like that still had an immoral issue somewhere. When Satan wants to tempt a person, actions are secondary. Circumstances, he will first start from how can this thing enter his heart? How can he desire it or at least excuse it? So he plans it 3 years. How do I start? What does she like? Movies. She watches movies. Okay. Who are the friends that usually send her the movies? At her place of work. Okay. How do I get movies when all the main characters that she would like will be lesbians? She begins to now even if she still sees the movie, she still feels, oh, lesbians, not good. And then just continue. It's not, and then she watches it like that for 1 year. Satan is very patient. At some point, she now is conscious of the fact that there are many ladies that are lesbians. At first, her heart was first very distant. She's wondering, no, this will not even think about that. But after you keep seeing lesbians in movies, lesbians in talk shows, lesbian in this, lesbian in that, you will now start feeling that actually almost every lady is a lesbian. Many of the ladies. Just as they don't mind fornication, they don't mind lesbianism. Oh, I didn't know that. So that says, cool. It makes the approach easier. So let's keep waiting. Step 2. He says, let's now create a bond, some kind of relationship between these two people. Or, okay, let's send a preacher. Let's send a preacher that will begin to talk. God, if God is going to use you, God requires 100% of you. If Satan is going to use you, he doesn't require 100%. If you can just get 1%, that's fine. If you can just get you say stupid things once in a while, and you will use to shame God's kingdom, that's fine. You can just stand up in your message one day and say, as if that's what God called you to teach. He said lesbianism is the same sin as lying. To some people, lesbians are not abnormal. In the bid to try to help lesbians feel okay, comfortable in church, come to church, you'll be changed. I'm not endorsing that character. You now begin to see all manner of things. Lesbians are normal people like you and I. You are lying and you are condemning lesbians. You are sinners sinning differently, and that's a pastor. And Mr. Temi is sitting down in that condition and say, yes, actually. It's lying, it's not a sin. Lesbianism is not a sin. They are all sins. So somewhere the stratification in our heart has merged. Satan says this is beautiful. He will focus on your heart first. And then what else do I do? He now begins to send. Have you been scrolling through Facebook at night by 2 a.m. and all of a sudden one useless advert just shows up? Or YouTube, all those kind of stuff. And then have you seen people that write things like 5 benefits of why you should have sex every week? The algorithm, whether you click on it or not, will now start bringing things like why it is safer for females to have an affair that men, all manner of weird people that are agents of Satan on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, they are ready to start popping up on your field. Satan is working on one place. Where is that? I'm painting a very graphic picture so you will not forget it. He will make you very close to the person. He will, one day you guys may now have a snare where you have to beat together. The picture will now stay on your mind. You say, this is, I don't usually think about it. This is normal lady. I mean, when I see a guy now, what does he, even if you're a madman on the street that is naked, what does he do to me? This is just to wear this thing that you are. But Satan will now bring it to your mind repeatedly to the point where, imagine how it will actually be. At this point, guess how many percent it is? It's not 90, it's 100. Believe me. At the point where he's able to get your mind to paint an imagination, is 100. Just believe me. Every other thing that happens from there is only a consequence of something that was a seed that was planted 4 years ago. I've seen Satan hunt people for 3 years on one case. I'm not exaggerating, I'm not just talking, and I can tell you stories. 5 years on one thing, they still fail. But it took 5 years. At the first year, they tell them they will fall. They will bet their life and bet their everything on the fact that it is not possible. You don't know how much they know. So I say, you don't know how much I know. So relax. I've been dealing with the human race for more than 6,000 years. Just relax. Just relax. Let me tempt you strategically. Let me see if you will not fall. It starts from your heart. There are people it takes 10 years. You think a pastor is stupid? 10 years in ministry, 15 years in ministry. Somebody 30 years in ministry. And a year one scandal. You think the guy did not know the consequence of scandals to his ministry? When Satan is planning you, I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying it so that you will be able to discern the wiles, the intelligence of darkness. Now I taught you that the strength of darkness is in the strategies. Do you remember? It's not in power. By placement, your authority is superior to that of Satan. You can resist it, it will flee. But it doesn't come with full chest, so you resist it. It comes in intelligent ways, so you explain it away. And you never think that this is the devil. When it gets you to the point of painting the picture, imagining it, that's a lost bond now. And that is the currency for sin. Do you remember James? He said, every man sins when he is what? Drawn out of his. How did he come there? How did he become his own loss? That's Satan's responsibility. He will do what he can to make it your own loss. At that point, that's what will draw you. Satan is out of the game. How do you think that people commit incest, sleep with their siblings? I can bet you they believe in those people have been normal to them, my normal sibling, but there was a time where that thought came into their heart. They imagined it before it happened. This is how temptation works. Don't forget it. Now, more than anything you have heard, don't forget this line I'm about to say. If you can stop it from possessing your heart, it will never happen in your life. Write it down. Don't forget that thing I just said now. It's perhaps the biggest hack you can have in overcoming temptation. It's the biggest hack you can have in overcoming temptation. If you can stop it when it's still trying to possess your heart, then you have stopped it from manifesting where? In your life. Are we together?